Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to solve question number 89 of set B. So here it has been asked for 1 molar aqueous solution of these following compounds, which one of them will have the highest freezing point. In order to calculate that, we need to know about the formula for depression in freezing point. So the formula is represented as delta TF is equals to I F M, right? So what are these factors? We can just write it down. This is depression in freezing point, this is basically known as Van 't Hoff's factor. Okay, and here this is known as cryoscopic constant. So this is basically constant, and here we have molality. Correct? Now in this equation what we have, this is constant. We have been given the molality as 1 molar. So what are we left with? I. So basically this depression in freezing point is dependent on I, that is Van 't Hoff's factor. Now this I is basically dependent on number of ions. Now ions, how will they be produced? They will be produced on dissociation of these compounds. So the number of ions will be important to calculate I. Okay, so the more the number of ions, the higher will be the depression in freezing point. Now if we calculate I, for this I is 2. For this compound, if we calculate I, it is equals to, so we can represent as 2, here I equals 1. In this case, this compound here I is 4, and in this compound we will get I as 3. Okay, so this is the basic calculation. So from here we see the least number of molecules or ions, the least number of ions which are produced will be for this compound, which hence here I is 1. So that means this will have the least depression in freezing point. That means it will have the highest freezing point. So you can write it as least depression in freezing point means what? This means it will have the highest freezing point. Okay, so this will have the highest freezing point. So you understand how to solve this. We just need to know the basic formula of how to calculate depression in freezing point. This is the basic formula. Then according to that, these two are constant. It is always, this is given, molality is given, cryoscopic constant is of a constant. So basically I, this Van 't Hoff's factor is dependent, and it will determine the depression in freezing point. How is I calculated? It is calculated by the number of ions that is produced based on the dissociation of these compounds. Correct? And if we calculate the I, that is Van 't Hoff's factor, we will find this compound 2 has I equals 1. So basically this has the least depression in freezing point, which will of course mean that this has the highest freezing point.
Explore more about the topics you love with Toppr. Subscribe now and keep learning.